What's going on, everybody? Dark Hour 717 here, and making a little bit of a update informational video here this morning. And a lot of new information has come out right before the holidays here. Of course, on the main RSI page, we have the letter from the chairman, which goes through and reflects on the past year, different aspects, Squadron 42, and different things that have been implemented, and some just notes from Chris Roberts. I recommend that everybody that has interest in that, take a look at that. Definitely an interesting read. I'm not going to go into the entire thing because it's a very lengthy post, but definitely worth looking at. The thing I'm most excited about is the roadmap. So we have our new roadmap here. So you can get to this by going to the development tab off of the RSI page and select roadmap, and it'll bring you here. Now, this is the release view. We also have a progress tracker, and then you have this caveats button here. If you go to the caveats, it's an explanation of the roadmap, how the different views, what they reflect, what's going on, and more notes that there is more to come. So just a little interesting information on that. But what we want to look at first here is the release view. This is similar to our old card style system where you have the patch and then the different aspects of the game that you can expand. We'll look at 3.13 here. You got locations, a lot of interesting things here. They're going to be doing some more Stanton polishing, as well as some more polishing and overlays on the refineries. New asteroid models coming. That's going to be interesting as well too. And then they're going to also be adding some cave entrances, sinkholes, and things like that, which will hopefully, I avoid caves because it's just a nightmare to get in and out of them. I don't like them. So hopefully that will provide another aspect of the caving system to make it a little bit more friendly to go in and explore those. The other thing that we have here is gameplay, weapons, core, but the big one that I'm interested in is the ships and vehicles. If you look here, we have the Crusader M2 and C2. Now this is exciting for me because I have an A2. The A2 is not slated for 3.13 because there's tech that's going to be needed with that, with the cluster bombs and the bomb dropping before it can be useful. So I anticipate that anybody that has an A2 is probably going to see a C2 or an M2. I'd be happy with either as a loaner. They're both pretty much the same ship, just some extra turrets on the M2, but I am dying to get my hands on the ship. It's one of my favorite ships in the game, and the things that I could get into trouble with this, I know several people that are also just waiting to see this thing. There was some controversy over the expo. People saw the Jax McCleary video and were hoping that they were going to see it. Well, this gives you an idea of when. And we'll go a little bit more into that once we look at the progress tracker. But I'm excited about this one. This is one of the most anticipated things that I can see on here. The other thing that we've got on here with the core tech is iCache. Converting the legacy over to the iCache, which will assist with the persistence in the game and overall gameplay with that. That's going to be a vast improvement there. A lot of people have been wondering what was taking so long with that and where it was and when were we going to see it. So the other great thing about this roadmap, and it's definitely an improvement over what it was before, is this progress tracker. This progress tracker, you can click on that, and it brings you to a listing. And right now we're in the 2-quarter view. You can actually go to the right here, and you can go through the months of 2021 all the way to 2022 to see where the graph goes with as far as deliverables. These will be updated as they complete things, and these deliverable counts will go down. You can look at many different things. There's a large number of teams. These are all the teams that are working on different aspects of the game between Squadron 42 as well as the persistent universe. You can look here and see what that team's up to. It's a long list, but this isn't even all of them. There's going to be additional teams added, especially in Q1 of 2021. I think they were talking about possibly up to 30 more teams, but there will be more teams added as time goes on, so you can look at the progress, what they're working on, and all the different features they're working on. Now, these are all expandable. So you can come up here and let's say you want to know about live missions. You can expand live missions, You've got your minables, pyro, deliveries. You can scroll down here and see all the different things that are in development. Now, the way that you read this is if you want to know, let's say, about the pyro system. We can expand pyro. It tells you that duration is going to take 50 weeks to do it, and that's from the time that it starts. Now, how you know when it's going to start are these lines over here. So here in January, they're going to be working on it. It's expected to take 50 weeks from that time point before it's going to be ready for launch. Now, keep in mind, these are not set in stone times. This isn't a promise it's going to be delivered by a specific date. These are just estimates. When developing a game and doing something to the scale that they're doing, and just as in most anything in life, you can't foresee the unexpected. So you have to adapt and adjust according to what you have to address as it pops up. So these are just possible guides of when they are expecting and shooting for, but always be prepared that there could be delays. I would imagine in some situations there may even be earlier releases depending on how far they get and what the progress goes. I would expect more delays than early, if we see an early at all, but these are not set in stone dates, so always be expected that these are subject to change. But it's more information than what we had. I love this new roadmap, better than what we had before, and I like how much you can drill down into this. So some things to also keep in mind is, again, these are all broken down by teams, so if we close the live missions, we can come down here and we can look at vehicle content. Now, these are the teams, the European Union and the US. There's two different teams working on vehicle content. If we expand the EU, we've got the Crusader, we've got, the Starlifter C2, and this one, I can't wait for this. I've had a Redeemer since almost as soon as I got into the game. This was the first ship I bought off the gray market. I have been anticipating this, watching it, trying to find every information I can on it. I cannot wait until this thing is out. If we look at this, we can expand it. They're saying 28 weeks. If we look over here, it looks like tail end of January, they're going to be starting to work on this. And it goes out, and they are expecting a launch sometime. I would probably bump this out a little. I'd say mid to late August. Because as everybody who is interested in the Redeemer knows, nothing goes as smooth as what's expected. Number of redesigns and revampings, and it's just I can't wait to see this thing. Plus, that time frame puts it the perfect launch time for Invictus Week. So I'm expecting this is probably going to be right around that Invictus time, which is the perfect event to reveal this thing at and launch it into the game. It's the most anticipated ship for myself. I'm the only one in the org that has one, and I'm going to be flying that thing all over the place. So that's a good way to read the map there. So that gives you that timeline there. If we look at the US team, and you'll see other things here, obviously. We have the A2. This is, again, one of the more anticipated ones. But again, the A2 will most likely not launch with 313 because of that bomb tech. The bomb tech, I think, is a few weeks out past the C2 and M2. So we may not see it at the same time. I'm not expecting to because they don't have it on that 313 card. But again, I take either the M2 or the C2 as a loaner. But you can go through here and look at everything. Squadron 42 vehicle support, shield emitters, retaliator, gold standard, MPUV gold. I don't know how much you can really do left with that MPUV. I love mine, but it's not very useful. We got hull B, hull A, and the Polaris. Now, the Polaris is on here, but that doesn't mean it's in development. So the Polaris here, if we look at that, we expand it. They're anticipating that it's going to take 23 weeks. But if we look here, over the time frame, development is not slated to start anywhere on this calendar. So we are going to have a longer wait for the Polaris. It means that it's in their wheelhouse of things they are trying to get to, but right now there's no anticipated time frame that we can expect to see it. So again, because it appears on here, doesn't mean that it has a slated start date. Could they put one on there later? Very likely. They may or may not, or it could take beyond 2021 before it gets started. Vehicle Content US, these are all the ships that are being worked on by the US team. We got the Constellation Taurus, which again looks like mid-March. The Tumbril Nova Tonk, which, yes, that is the official rename of it. They stated in Spectrum there are no mistypes. It is now known as the Tonk. Mid-May, and that one I'm curious what they're going to charge in game for that. But here we go. We got our Starlifter C2. They're anticipating 9 weeks, and according to this, they're looking at possible launch I would probably say mid to late March. So that'll be great for that, and that falls right in that 313X patch. We got the Anvil F8 Lightning. Some of the hull degradation is on here, so you can look at a vast amount of different information. I recommend everybody go in, check it out, see what you think. I think it's actually much better than what we had before. Here's the Inferno. That one I'm highly anticipating. Again, that's going to be, I think, right around that Invictus time or just after it. I have that one because I love Gatling guns, and that's another one I can't wait to get my hands on. But the Redeemer, oh, that thing just needs to hurry up and get here. So check this out. See what you think. There's a lot of information in here, a lot of features to look at. I hope you found this information useful for you. Feel free, hit me up with any questions in the comments. I try to answer any comments I get a couple times a day. Make sure everybody gets an answer to anything that they ask. Also, hit the subscribe and the like button. Also, follow on Twitch. We do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And then also take a look at Amarok's Fang. See if you want to join up on the org. It's a small growing org of people that just help each other out, enjoy getting together and playing in the verse. Everybody is welcome to join in on the stream. If they decide to get on the Discord and join up with us, we allow other people to come in and play in the stream with us. But thank you again for all of your support. I hope you found this useful, and have a wonderful day, and everybody enjoy your holidays.